Good morning, good morning, good morning. I just wanted to get up here and talk about some of the apps that I use in my market to make the money that I make on a daily basis. I do this part-time, like I said. I still have my 9 to 5, which I'm trying to get away from my 9 to 5 and do this full-time. But when I do it full-time, I want to do like regional, OTR, local, whatever. I want to do it all. But anyway, one of the apps that I use is called FRAYT. Now, when FRAYT first got here, I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. When FRAYT got here, well, when I got on FRAYT, I'm not going to say when FRAYT got here because they was here before I even got on the platform. But when FRAYT was here, when I got on FRAYT, it was hard to get a lot of gigs because they would click on it so fast. It would be really hard to get it. But FRAYT had I don't know what happened, but I don't know what happened with them in one rail. But they came down on their prices as far as, how they pay and everything of that nature. So, like I said, I've been doing this for a little over almost 3 years, about two and a half years. So when I first got on there, from here to Spartanburg is about, I would say, 25, 30 miles, something like that. So depending on how far out in Spartanburg you would have to go, I mean, it was 25, 30 minutes. Depending on how far you would have to go, they would pay about 33 and some changing up to deliver to a lot of the dealerships and car shops out there. Now they're only paying about 22, 27, 25. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if FRAYT has noticed the hit as far as them having to give back certain jobs and other platforms having to pick it up. But that is what's happening out here in my neck of the woods. I'm not from out here, but I've been living out here for about 5 years now. They really took a hit. I think they took a hit because I've noticed sometimes I'll watch a certain order will come out and they will let it sit on FRAYT, and then FRAYT will give it back to one rail, I assume, and then one rail will push it back out to GoShare or Tonquin, or because I'm on Tonquin as well, I'm on GoShare as well. They will push it back out, and let's say it's a pickup going from Malden, which is 5 minutes from me. Malden, South Carolina, that's where ATD is. It will pick up from Malden and say it's going to Spartanburg, and FRAYT is paying $25.99 or $22.05 to take it out there. And they will have to give it back. Now, when they give it back and GoShare picks it up, GoShare pay about $38, almost $40 for that same order. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll go fast on GoShare. You know what I'm saying? So I've noticed that some of these guys and gals out here, you know what I'm saying, they'll let it sit there or whatever and won't pick it up and let it go back out, and then but that's I guess one of their little tactics or whatever. Like I had a Zifty order that me and another driver, I'm gonna give you an example. I had a Zifty order, a catering order that me and another guy had to do because it was so much food, so we both had to carry it in both vehicles. That job paid pretty well, $104. Wasn't going far, but about eight miles. Anyway, long story short, I'm sitting out there and we're chopping it up, talking and everything, and we was getting a lot of hits because we're both on the same apps. He has some apps that I'm waiting to get on. He's on some apps that I'm waiting to get on. But long story short, we out there, we chopping it up, talking about FRAYT hitting. I mean, FRAYT was on fire that morning. And it was on fire, just going, my phone going off, his phone pinging, ping, ping, back and forth, back and forth. So he was like, it was about three or four orders that came through on FRAYT. And And then I'm gonna tell you what this is. I'm gonna tell you what I do. It was about 3 or 4 orders that came on Freight. So we both looking at the orders, and mind you, they coming in back to back now. I mean, bing, back to back. So he was like, I think it was going to Easley or Spartanburg. I can't remember. Long story short, 3 orders came through. That was 2 of them was going to the same place. 1 was going to another place. No, all 3 orders. That was the time I had all 3. All 3 orders was going to the same place. But he was looking at it as, matter of fact, it was going to Lawrence, South Carolina. So he was like, oh, I'm not going to drive all the way to Lawrence for that, for $22, da-da-da-da. So it was 3 orders coming in, back to back, boom, boom, boom. I said, oh, they all going to Lawrence. That's the way I'm looking at it, okay? So I'm looking at it like, I could get these 3 and they all going to the same dealership. Now he's not looking at where it's going. I think he's just looking at Lawrence, $22. That's all he's looking at. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, oh, I could stack these up. It's all going to the same damn place. That's almost $65, $70 for me to go to Lawrence. And it's all going to the same dealership. So it's one trip. So as he's talking and he's saying he's not going to do it, I'm sitting up there accepting them, boom, all 3, back to back. Like, people don't, you gotta strategize the way you're gonna make your money. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta think, like, he's looking at it, like I said, as, oh, I'm not going to Lawrence for $22. But you got 3 of them that's coming in back to back, and all 3 of these orders, they put them in separate orders. So all 3 of them, you getting paid $25.99, $25.99, or $22. So you have to look at it like that. That's the way I look at it. You have to look at it like that. Like, shit, that's $66 to go 20-something miles, and it's all going to and it's all one stop. You damn right I'm gonna stack up on it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody looks at things differently. Everybody don't look at things the same way. You know what I'm saying? The first thing they see is, oh, Lawrence, $22. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't look at it. If it's coming in back to back and you hitting on them quick and you like, oh, boom, Lawrence, boom, Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to get through it through the apps now and hit on it quick so where I could get them. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I really make my money on Freight. You know what I'm saying? And then Freight has a thing with me, with the towel shop, because I've noticed with Freight, I get a lot of good orders from the towel shop here going to, most of them be long distance, so they pay pretty decent. And then my car is great. My car is awesome on gas. I have a 4-cylinder SUV, so my car is awesome on gas. So I don't have to worry about using up a lot of gas going to, different places and stuff. Also, I've noticed when I go to Atlanta, Freight trying to tie me down with the towel shop, which I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I like doing the towel shop jobs. You know what I'm saying? And they pay decent. To me, they pay decent because, like I said, my car is great on gas. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind. Like me, I work all areas. I'm in the middle. Like, I'm an hour and 15 minutes from Columbia, hour and 15 minutes from Charlotte, and about 2 hours from Atlanta. On my off days, sometime I'll go in. My off days are at my regular job on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'll go to Atlanta Thursday after work. I get off at 2:30 in the afternoon. I'll go to Atlanta after work and stay out there all day Wednesday and all day Thursday and make about $500-$600, or sometimes more in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So I go where the money's at. Like, a lot of these people out here, they complain about, oh, I can't get no money, or oh, I can't make no money. First of all, I work 10 apps. You have to do more than one app. You can't depend on 1 and 2 apps to get you the type of money that you want to get, especially with what Freight had to do. They had to come down on they prices and stuff like that. You can't depend on 1 and 2 and 3 apps. You know what I'm saying? And I'm multi-app. I keep all my apps open. Some people only open a certain amount of apps at a time. Man, I'm keeping all of them open, because if I got 2 on this app and another one on another app, and it's all going in the same direction, especially if it's like a one rail or something like that or whatever, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Yesterday, and I got to all of my deliveries on time. I had a catering app and I had tire delivery apps. That's when I got a short in here where I did the nine tires yesterday. 8 of the tires was going to one location. 8 of my tires was going to one location, and I had 1 tire going to another location. Just so happened that the tires was going to Spartanburg. It just so happened the tires was going to Spartanburg, and my catering order was in Spartanburg. I picked up all 9 tires, ran to Spartanburg, dropped off the first 8 tires because I knew those were the 8 tires. Boom, boom, boom. I only got 1 tire. The where I had to drop off the 8 tires was right next to the mall where I had to pick up the catering order from Auntie Annie's. Ran in Auntie Annie's. They was bagging up the order as I was coming in and everything. Boom. The location where I had to drop the order off was only 1.5 miles away from the pickup location. Dropped the catering order off. Then I went and dropped the last tire off and still made all of my deliveries on time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to strategize how you're going to do stuff and be strategic about this thing, because in order to make the money that you want to make, you got to be on it. You got to be a hustler. You got to be on it. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm quick to look at boom, 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 boom. I'm my like, now that I know my area, you know what I'm saying? And there's some things that I don't know, but I know, like, certain in, like, where I'm at. Like, if I got something going to Anderson, South Carolina, and something comes up and say Williamston or Belton, I know that's going in the same direction. Or it's going to Easley or Piedmont, I know that's going in the same direction as I'm going to Anderson. So I could pick that up, boom, 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 depending on the times. You know what I'm saying? Because I always look at the times. If I know the times is too close, I'm not going to push it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stress it, because I like to leave my stuff at 100% rate on these apps. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get kicked off or nothing like that. I like to pick up on time, deliver on time. So, like I said, you have to be strategic about how you do things and how you go about, you know, multi-apping and everything like that. Don't stress that you didn't get it. Like, I passed up a lot of jobs paying very well, $70-something, $80-something, because the times were too close to what I already had lined up. So, be strategic, be on time, pick up and delivery, people. Pick up and delivery, be on time. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I might be late, and I'll let them know I'm gonna be late. If they're not, and I also let them know, look, if you want to give it to another driver, if you think I'm gonna be too late or whatever. And sometimes I'll pick it up late and still deliver it on time. The customer is the one that's getting it on the other end, that's getting the delivery. So I feel that even if I'm picking it up on time, but I know I'm getting to the drop off on time, I think the drop off is more important than the pickup to me. Because the drop-off is the customer. So if they still getting their stuff on time, they're still happy. Or they're getting their stuff before time, the customer is still happy. You know what I'm saying? Look at that, 555. That means change, y'all. Y'all need to look up these numbers when y'all start seeing these numbers in sequence like that. 555 on that license plate I just looked over there. That means change. My change is coming. I'm speaking it into existence. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to get this quick video up here. I'm about to pull in here and get this oil changed real quick, because I got a 10 o'clock catering order to do today. I got two or three catering orders to do today, and I'm gonna pick up whatever I could pick up in between time and in the meantime. So y'all have a great day. Stay in high vibration. Stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. All right, peace.